Hi, I'm Anita from Crafts by Anita, and welcome to episode 44 of Yarn with Me. If you could be so kind to like, share, subscribe, and join the Discord, the link to that is in the description below. Also, check out my shop. It's craftsbyanita.com. And anyway, so this episode, you know I'm behind on my temperature blanket. So here we are yet again. Here's the knit one. Here's the crochet one. I've started on June. Yay! I got May finished on the knit strip, and May calendar for the crochet one has been attached to April, and it's that direction. So, and I have issues with this light. It keeps wanting to shine on the top of my video here and makes it all weird. See if I can aim that away from the camera a little bit. I think that's better. I don't know. I just wish I had a bigger space to do all this in. So let me make sure I'm in Yarn with Me mode. I think that's good. Maybe that should stop the light from being weird. So I'm going to set my timer. And I've done 2 days in June. Finishing June 2nd on the knit one. I'm getting ready to put on Varsity Yellow, timer 30, and start. Anywho, hopefully you're doing well and you had a good 4th. And I just dropped my air conditioner remote onto the floor. I will pick that up at the break. Alright, so I need my Varsity Yellow right here. Yeah, just trying to get caught up. I am currently 33 days behind on my temperature blanket. I was over 2 months. Now I'm not. Because I finished the knit strip yesterday. Today is July 5th when I'm recording this, and this will be out on Wednesday. I'm also, tomorrow, like, I'm in between, like, doing some chores around here because I'm not going anywhere tomorrow. I'm going to sit and record a whole bunch of tutorials because I need to get back to doing that, seeing as I have stopped Feature Friday for right now. Although I really feel like having a series called Frogget Friday, because I've got a couple of projects I need to frog. They're just not going to get used and they're just taking up space, so I might as well just frog them and use the yarn for something I will use. Whatever that is, I have no idea. Let's see, where am I attaching this to? Okay, the yellow. It's the fiddly part, attaching the yarn. And I'm just doing double knots. Because, well, it's my blanket. And whoever wants to use it. Because I don't think they care either. My kids don't care about, like, having knots or whatever. They don't even look at that. They're just like, ooh, that's a cool blanket. I'm going to use it. So I have yet to use the Granny Square blanket I made last year. My daughter has completely, like, confiscated it as her own. Which, that's fine. It's getting used. Some of the other stuff, I got that blanket over there that I need to take apart, and I got that blanket cardigan I made, thought it was awesome, and it's just not how I wanted it, so that's totally gonna get frogged. And yeah, might as well just reuse the yarn for something else. I mean, there was quite a lot of that yarn that I used in that blanket cardigan. 6 skeins of Big Twist. I don't think I used all of the Big Twist Value Pound that I bought. But I can't remember. I don't think I did. But I need to figure out where that's gone to. I caked it, I thought. So I don't know where it is. I haven't looked. I've been trying to get this double knit blanket done too, and I can't really put that in a Yarn with Me episode because it's just me staring at charts, and that's no fun. it's no fun for me because like the way I made the chart, I usually have the chart in black and white, so I always pick a dark color and a light color to do it with. But and which is what I did for this next block, but the dark yarn is the light block and the light yarn is the dark block, so I kept getting confused. So that block 7 is going to take a hot minute because I'm confusing myself and I'm having to think opposite, and it's even worse when I go and do the wrong side row because then you have to think the colors backwards, so that makes it worse. But you know what, that's okay. I'm getting that project done, even though I wanted it done in I wanted it finished in June, and that didn't happen. But I'm working on it now. I would like to have it done by September. Because let's be honest, June could have been doable if I didn't have so much other nonsense going on. And I've still got nonsense going on, trying to work on getting out of this place, which I have to, seeing as it was like a holiday weekend, I couldn't exactly call on anything on Friday, so I have to wait until Monday because right now it's Saturday. And tomorrow's Sunday, so no one's going to be taking business calls on a Sunday. A long holiday weekend, so I will get up early on Monday and make my calls and see about getting that started. Because it's like, the more I try to like do stuff around here to get organized, the worse it gets. It's just, there's not enough space to spread things out in order to organize it better. It's just chaos. Complete and utter chaos. I got yarn in my bedroom. I've got yarn in here. Got yarn on my desk. Got yarn on my piano. My poor piano. Got yarn in these baskets down here. I've got yarn in bags over here under this table. I got yarn on top of that table. It's just like it's never ending. And I have not bought any yarn since the last absolute trip I took to Joann's, but I don't remember what day that was on. Might have been in, oh, I think it might have been in May. Like, it was a couple of weeks before they officially closed. Yeah, I haven't bought yarn in like 2 months, and I don't need any right now either. I've got too much going on. Too many projects that need to be finished in order to make way for new projects. So I'm just trying to, this weekend, other than like trying to clean this place up, just going to be working on the temperature blanket. My other projects, they're fine. They're not going to take that long, but why do you have to get so tangled? Now I've got my Japanese knot bag. It's underneath all my temperature blanket yarn. Not quite halfway through one strap. I have to get that strap to 12.5 inches. I may just stop it at 12. I think I'm at 5.5 inches right now on it. So let's see, 5.5, 7. Yeah, I got 7 more inches to go on that. Which it's taken forever. Because it's not, you know, if I had the same gauge in the length as regular stockinette, I probably would be done with it by now. But seeing as you're slipping and wrapping yarn around a stitch, you don't get the same height at all, so it's like less. 6. 2 more rows and then I can call June 2nd completed. Well, excuse me, 4 more rows. I got 2 rows of border to put on here. Yeah, the knit part always takes longer than the crochet one. That block, when I do the blocks, that takes like less than 5 minutes. And this takes 15 to 20 to do. I really want to get like a week at a time done. It would be nice if I could do a week a day. Probably won't get that tomorrow because I got to do dishes, I got to clean my apartment and do something, move all that stuff off that table so I can use it tomorrow for my tutorials. Oops, let's not lose our crochet blocks. Last row on the color. I can like get everything caught up. I can actually like focus on other stuff. Like the double knit. I've gotten 4 rows of block 7 done. I need 26 more because it's 30 rows. I wish I would have saved the easier blocks for last, the easier design blocks. It probably would have been great, but I didn't know. It's like the more complicated the pattern, the more brain power it takes. Just to make sure you don't do it wrong. And stuff. And I really hope that that person's yelling is not coming over my microphone. I really hope it isn't. Okay, and there's the 8th row of June 2nd done. So now I'm going to do my 2 border rows and then mark it off on my spreadsheet and get the colors ready for June 3rd. Yeah. Yeah. Can we not get tangled? Yay, here we go. Snip. Get this tangled, oh my goodness. This tangled mess off my black yarn. Tie off my yellow. There we go. Weave in our end. So I'm going to do, I'm not sure what tutorial I want to start first. I'm going to have to pick my yarn. Yarn that will show up on camera really well, that isn't too light or bright and won't blow out the camera. I'm trying to think which ones. I do have a couple I want to shoot. I just need to figure out which ones to shoot. A couple of quick and easy ones. And then write the patterns. Yeah, I've got to do that as well. So the pattern is out when the video drops. This is what I need to do. Okay. June 2nd, all done. Okay, go to my spreadsheet. And here we go. Fix this. Delete. Save my file. All right, who's next? Varsity yellow and purple. My poor purple skein of yarn. Oh. Varsity purple, varsity yellow. And I'll show you here why I call it my poor skein of purple yarn. This poor thing has gotten used so much. And it's like a lot of days it's like purple. It's all purple. Purple signifies is the 40s. Temperatures in the 40s. So let me just set that on top. I'm going to try to stuff that back where it was. So there were a lot of 40 days, 40 temperature days. There's like 1, 2, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm only going to use this 5 times in June. I'm wondering if I'm going to be able to like retire it to the other bag of colors that's not really that time of year for. I've got my white and my Aran and my light blue and lilac are put away until it's that temperature again, which is not right now because I think we got to 90 today, which bleh, I don't like it. It's too hot. I wish I could have my AC on, but it's so loud. Pull some yarn out so I'm not fighting this poor floppy skein. Yeah, I'm counting. I won't really need to do it when I do the decrease. Maybe if I could actually get my hook in here. One more row of decreasing and then we change our color. Which is what? Varsity Yellow. Change it to Varsity Yeller. Here we go. Snip my purple yarn if I can find my scissors where they've gone off to. Under everything. Ah, no! Dropped them. Okay. And snip. Do some yarn surgery here. Suture my colors together. Maybe my fingers will cooperate. There we go. And now we decrease. Oops. What's our time? We got 12 minutes. Can make a complete dent into June 3rd on the knit one. Maybe I'm hoping to get halfway, get the high temperature done, and then after the break come back and do the low temperature and maybe get one more day completed. At least that's what I'm hoping will happen. But I will finish whatever day that I'm on the knit one. I will finish it before ending the video because I don't want to leave it undone. Yeah. I don't really need to count when I'm decreasing. It's just decreasing on each end. Last 2 stitches decrease. It's hot. I mean, there's a breeze outside, but it's not really, as per the usual, not coming through my window, which sucks because it's I think it might have gotten 90. I know I said that already, but when I looked at my phone, it said 90 and then went back down to 89. I'm like, ugh, it's too hot. And done. Snip. And I'm going to attach it with my tiny ball of black yarn. Which reminds me, I need to dig out my other ball of black yarn before I dip into any of the other skeins. I got one more Red Heart skein, and I have one Mainstays black yarn skein. I'm just gonna put this together real quick. Okay, come on, get whatever. Blocks don't want to play nice. Dang it. If my yarn ends were not getting in my way. And one more. There we go. June 3rd is now on here. So we are going to move over to our knit one and start with Varsity Yellow. But first, a drink. Get this attached real quick. Move this yarn out of the way. I'm hoping the rest of this skein, oh my goodness, I'm hoping the rest of this skein does June. I severely underestimated how much black yarn I was gonna need. So I think when I'm like totally almost getting ready to run out, I will get the jumbo Red Heart, 2 of them at a time. Probably be the only yarn I'll purchase because it's for an ongoing project. I'm not just gonna go out and buy yarn just to buy yarn. I mean, that'd be nice, but I do not have the space for that. All right, here we go. That's cinched. And away we go. Weaving in my ends. Not so much on the crochet one. You really don't want to see the back of that. I don't even want to see the back of that. Be surprised if I can get the yellow part done. It's 8 rows. I'm already on row 2. Maybe I'll get started on the purple. Let me just concentrate for a second. Make sure I get this. Where is it? we go. Here we are. Row 2. And I'm marking it off as I go because if I don't, I will screw it up. Yeah, because I've got my little sheet of tally marks. Oh my goodness, I really hope that's not coming over my microphone. I swear that's the same person that used to live next door to me. She's so loud. And there's no need for that. Oh, it's getting hot. It's hot in this room. Can't get to my air conditioner remote because it's on the floor. I shall retrieve it at the break and then turn that on so I can have some finger so I can get cooled off in here. Because it is rather warm. And I'm just sitting here not saying a word. Listening to little birds chirp, chirp, chirp outside the window. Even though it's like getting close to 8 o'clock at night. They're still out there just chirping away. I should be able to get the high temperature for June 3rd done. I've only got 4 more rows to do on it. It's just speed knitting. Or at least trying to speed knit. Yeah, and the only way to keep the yarn from tangling is if I twist the work around the same direction every time. And when the strip gets longer, it makes it impossible because you'd have to untwist the entire strip in order to not be all bunched up at the top where you're working. And I just haven't done that. It's only just 2 more rows. Or, sorry, 3 more rows. So I'm not terribly worried about it. It's annoying, but not so much so that it gets knotted up and I have to, like, fight to untangle it. Oh yeah, I should definitely gonna get this temperature done before the break, which means I got 2 more rows to do. Mark it off. Row 7 and row 8. Just working in silence. Yeah, I could have done a different project, but I need to get this one caught up. 'Cause I'm tired of being behind on it. And one more row. Yeah, with less than a minute to go. I should be able to beat the timer. We all know how well that worked last week. Oh yeah, I'll have plenty of seconds to spare. All right. The high temperature for June 3rd. Done. Yay. 2, 1. Timer. I beat the clock by like 2 seconds. So anyway, I'm going to set this down and I'm going to go take a break, and I want you to set your project down and take a break too, because you've earned it. See you in 5 seconds. And back from break. Took a little longer break, like 30 to 45 minutes or something like that. Giving my hands a break because I've been at this since I got home from work. Roughly about 5.5 hours ago. So I was sitting there thinking, I was like, man, I really wish I could run the July part in tandem with the June. And I was sitting there thinking, I was like, man, I don't have any size 8s. And I think I might have mentioned this earlier in this episode. But in fact, I do have some size 8s. I just have to, they're right here. So I could totally grab, and you have to forgive because it's July 5th. There are still people shooting fireworks off, which is always a given. Like, they started a month and a half before the 4th of July. Blew up the neighborhood yesterday, and now they're still at it today, and I'm expecting it to go on for at least another week. So I do have a set of size 8s. I do have a whole skein of black yarn in my room, and I could totally do July at the same time. So while I'm catching June up, I can get July going, so I'm not like behind anymore. So I think I will do that after this episode. So yay. Awesome. They were just hanging out over here. I was making those knit hats, and I haven't put these away yet. So they've just been hanging out, doing absolutely nothing but taking up space on my desk. So now I'm going to put them to use. Anywho, let's go ahead and get our timer going. My phone's at 30%. Hopefully it won't drain too much. And I am getting ready to put varsity, or it's not varsity purple, just purple on here. So I was just like super happy that I don't have to sit and wait for a pair of size 8s. They're just right there. I'm hoping to get June 3rd done on this, and June 4th on the crochet one before our timer runs out. I don't believe I will get to the next color on the knit one. I'm going to find the end of my poor purple skein of yarn. And there, attach. Put it in my lap. There's too many things going on in my lap right here. Too much yarn attached all at once, which I will take care of here now. Snip the yellow. Get it out the way. And then tie it to my purple yarn. come on. There we go. Now we can get rolling. Maybe if I can get this back over here on this side. It's always fussy when you got two yarn ends in the way. Alright, now we can go. Ah. Would be nice if there is a breeze, but there is not, that I can tell. Can't hear it either outside. I don't hear the leaves in the trees rustling. I do hear fireworks. They're not the really loud ones like last night, so hopefully I won't have to do any kind of audio editing, muting and whatnot. Can't wait to mark the third off, and I have to look at my crochet one, the calendar, and see what I need to do. I do think I need to do the border on each side. I think I'd have to look at it. I haven't looked at that calendar in so long because I don't have any of the black blocks or what do you call it, the gray blocks done for that. I got all the way to June and that was it. I didn't do July and on through. Because I could just do it when I need them. Okay. Try not to get tangled here. It's be a lot easier just to deal with it when I need them, instead of like making a whole bunch and getting bored in the process. Because that's what was happening. I was like, I wanted to do all 12 months, get all the gray blocks and all the black blocks done, but by that time I got to March, I was just like, yeah, I'm over it. So I ended up just going, and when March rolled around, started on April, May, and June, took that as my car project for a little bit, and got those done. But I don't want to sit there and mess with the same dang color over and over and over again, because I still have a third skein of black yarn I could do it with, or I can just, like on the new skein, use the outside of the yarn for that. Because I know I'm going to end up having to buy more black yarn. I'm hoping to not have to buy the gray yarn. I would rather not have to do that. Because I always have an issue when I'm looking for a specific gray yarn. None of the stores had it. And I had to flip and order it. And wait an eternity for it to show up. It was nightmare. I'm like, come on now. I totally didn't write down row 3 or row 4. Let's keep track. I don't want to lose my space, because trying to count and garter stitch, especially when you're changing colors, is kind of difficult. Especially when that same color is still on the needles. You have to like count what's on the needles and then count the rows below. It's a pain. I think I'll just like pause on this and then get July going. Which means I need to get that other skein of yarn and do 20 rows of the border color, which is what I did on this earlier today before I got started. And what I'm going to do, I need to pull the calendar up so I can get the gray and the black blocks that I need, because the little bits of black yarn I have on here isn't enough to make any kind of block. It's enough to like sew them together, crochet them together, but that's about it. And even then, it's just a small amount of yarn, so it's not going to last. Maybe 3, 4 is pushing it, putting them together. That, and I still need to sew the May strip to April, which I'm not doing until I get caught up. And then I'll have 2 to frickin' contend with, like I did the last time. I just need to buckle down and get it done. It's like hand sewing is not my thing. It's not my jam. I don't like it. I hate it. With a passion. If I could just do without the sewing, that would be great. But I wanted the knit one to be purely a knit one, except for the border. I'm going to have to crochet a border around it, because I really don't want to be picking up like 50 billion stitches on and slamming them onto a 29-inch circular. Oh wait, I don't have that. It's on another project, and I've only got one of those. Oh well, yeah, so I will just take an H hook and go around it with a single crochet. And that would be the end of that on the knit blanket. Now, I'm not sure what color. I'd rather keep it on the knit one to black yarn, seeing as all the border is black. But, yeah. Depending. It's like the blanket, it's going to be really long, but I'm absolutely not entirely sure how wide it's going to be. Because once I move out of here, I plan on saving up and buying myself a bigger bed. Like I want a queen size bed. I'm tired of sleeping on a twin. I'm a grown bleeping adult. I want a bigger bed. That's what adult money can do. And then replace all the replace the other bed and get actual bed frames instead of 5-gallon buckets. And also get like a real couch and a recliner. Because, ugh, wouldn't I love to be sitting in a recliner doing this instead of sitting at my desk? That would be great. I gotta prop my feet up, put some funky socks on, and just relax. Instead of sitting in this uncomfortable office chair. Ooh, that's another thing. I need a better office chair. A nice cushy office chair. I do not want one of those mesh ones, because those don't look like, they don't look comfortable at all. And I need ones that can have, if they have arms on the chair, I'd rather want to be able to remove them, because I do play the bass and I sort of play the guitar, so I need a chair I can sit in that doesn't have arms on it getting in my way, because that's what I want one of these days. That I didn't mark off my last row. Oh, I did. I'm blind. Anyway, let's go ahead and get this second row of black done, which I have 18 minutes-ish left on my timer. Might be able to get part of June 4th on here. Open up my spreadsheet. mark this one off as done. Because I can at least keep up with July. There's 4 total days on there. I won't get the rest of July, the July 5th temperature until well after midnight. I don't know when that site updates it. Okay. Save. Let's set this down. See, what do we need next? Varsity gold and purple. Go back to my darker screen. Varsity purple. Alright, purple yet again. And then varsity. Did I say gold? Yeah, gold. Alright. That's over here. So on my crochet one, I start with the low temperature and then do the high temperature. On the knit blanket, I start with the high temperature and then the low temperature. Because I apparently need to make things more complicated for myself than I need to. Because trust me, if I could have figured out a way to like knit these strips together, I would have done that. But there was just no good way to do it. The way I set the blanket up is just impossible. That'll teach me. And I do need to get all 3 of my kids to give me their favorite colors. That way I can make them their temperature blankets for the year they were born. And I want to do one for myself. I just haven't planned it out, and I don't know when I would do those. It's like I thought about like, yeah, doing it and then having it ready for their birthdays, but it's already July. My son's birthday is in 3 months. Not happening. And there's no way I can get 3 blankets done by Christmas. Now, if that's all I had, then I probably could. If I didn't have a job. Of course, if I didn't have a job, I wouldn't be able to buy yarn or pay my bills. I'm on the last row. And then I get varsity gold here. Maybe. Grab it. Where's the end? There's the end. Snip the purple. Snip that too far. There we go. Alright. Yeah, I definitely don't think I'll get June 4th done on the knit one before the end of our session. Need more yarn. It would be nice, but not happening. I will finish it off camera and then get set up for doing July at the same time. So that's going to be so much fun. I just have to keep track of what's what. I mean, I've got scrap paper and stitch markers I can attach them to, just so I don't so I don't get them confused with each other. Ah. Darn it. Didn't need to pull yarn. I've only got a couple of stitches left anyway. One more row. There's that one. And shall put it, attach it. Maybe if I can make a slip knot. Here we go. The ends hidden. That on. All right. That tail out the way. I wish I did this differently. But I had already gotten a lot of stuff done on it before January 1st rolled around. So I was a little late to change it, because that would have just been a colossal waste of yarn and time. Okay. Snip it. And there we are. June 4th. Take a sip of soda. Got around 10 minutes left. Definitely will not get 18 rows done in 10 minutes. That's just not, that's not realistic. I'll finish it though before I start that. Double count. Let's see. Okay. Varsity gold. I guess you can see what I'm doing. I wasn't sure. What is it with me and black yarn? If only I just chose a different, oh, good grief, a different border color. Would have been a lot easier to see. But black goes with everything, and I didn't want white because white's part of the temperature. So I guess that's why I chose black. I mean, I suppose I could have done gray, but nah. Alright, there's row 1. It's always a fight, like the first row, just to get everything out of the way so I can get going. Be lucky if I can get the purple back on here before the timer runs out. I'm a fast knitter, but I'm not that fast. Especially when you're trying to do color work. Intarsia. I still can't get ferile. I mean, I can do it, but I can't get the floats to not be so dang tight. And it makes it impossible to wear anything, or it just squinches in. It gets squeezed. So I have not found a good way to keep it from doing that. I have tried everything. And have not been able to get it correct, because I would love to make myself a Fair Isle sweater, like one of those awesome Norwegian sweaters. But I can't float my floats loosely enough. And I don't know any other way or trick to do it. Yeah, they said, oh yeah, just put your finger back behind the work and that'll loosen it up. Nah, it didn't work either. And then I tried some, like, sewing implement. I think it was like an elastic runner or something. And that didn't work either. I'm like, I'm running out of options, man. I just want to be able to do it. Got this book of knit sweaters that I would really like to use. I want to knit myself a sweater. I mean, I've made sweaters. I think I've only ever made myself 2. Ding ding. They're both in the closet in my bedroom. Have I worn them since I made them? Maybe once. But they're always buried in the back of the closet, and the way this place is set up, it's impossible to get over to that side because there's no space. I've got all these boxes on the right side of my closet in front of the closet, and it's just like, I'm not going to move all of that just to open that door to get all that stuff out. It's like, that is not happening. Okay, row 4. Got 4 more to go. 5 minutes left. And there will be 3 blocks left in this week. Which would be nice if I could actually get those done, but I'm going to start July and get July caught up to the 4th, because today is still the 5th. And I have all the temperatures up to through the 4th. It's just I won't be able to get like the final low temperature for the 5th until tomorrow. Yeah, come on. 3 more 3 more rows on this part. Yeah. I might be able to get the color attached. I seriously doubt it though. And I know I'm gonna probably, if I don't run out of that first skein of purple, I would be amazed. So far, that's the only color that has been used a lot. But I don't think, I mean, I bought 2 skeins of each of these colors, so I'm in no danger of running out, but I'm pretty sure this is probably going to be at least it feels like, the only color that's going to be that's going to use up one entire skein between both blankets. We shall see. Okay, that's 6. 2 more rows. If I hurry, I can actually get the purple attached and then go across the wrong side row and then call it. If my fingers would work. There we go. Oh, good grief. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna edit the sound down because that one wasn't as loud as the other ones that I had to edit out of my vlog last night. They were just, it was constant. It was like boom, 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 boom. And I'm like, oh, good grief. Yeah. I probably shouldn't have vlogged last night. Probably should have waited. But I didn't. Thought it was still light enough out, nobody would be shooting those big ones off. Well, I was wrong. It's like you guys are wasting those. Those are better to see when it's like super dark outside. It's like that's how I would do it. Yeah, most of this stopped around midnight, 12:30 last night. They stopped early. But I still had to go to work today, so I'm so exhausted. I didn't get to sleep until about 1 o'clock in the morning, and I had to be up at 6. So I was just like hating life this morning because it was just like, I'm so tired. Okay, and there's that one. So let's go ahead. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna attach the purple and then do the wrong side row, and then that'll be the end of it because I think the timer is gonna run out before I get across the back side because I still have to attach it. That would be a good stopping point regardless of when the timer goes off. Purple. Okay. And we do some tying. Or at least attempt to. Oops. Get the scissors. Snip our gold. Snip. And tie that to the purple. Oh yeah, there's a 15 seconds left. And there it goes. Dismiss! But I'm still going to finish this part and the next row, and then we will end our video for the day. Flip that back over. The fiddly part, weaving in 2 ends. If I can get it. Oh, come on. Work with me. There we go. And we'll go across the other row. Like I've said probably about 20 times already. And be finished. Over. Man. Okay. Turn it. Mark our row off. More, which will just leave me with 6 rows. Well, technically 8 rows left for this day. And it's like, what? 9:40 at night. Oh my goodness. Okay, almost there. Hey man, 2 more stitches. 1, 2. Okay. So, our progress. I think we did 2. Yeah, we got, let's see, it's June 1st, June 2nd, June 3rd, and June 4th. Yeah, well, 2.5 on this for the day, and 2 complete ones over there. So, that's the end of this episode. Pretty please let me know what you worked on, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye for now.